Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early April 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aries collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Aries gang in early April? It is Aries season, my absolute favorite time of the year. Well, let's see what energies, messages, insights we could take a little peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you could lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries gang. Early April, what's the vibe? What's the energy? And while we get this card out, I just want to wish every single one of you a very happy birthday from me to you. As I already mentioned, it is Aries season. And whether your birthday's already passed or whether it's coming up, I hope you have a great one. It's actually my birthday week. So do I have any birthday twins out there? Any April 8th babies? So yeah, we got some birthday action going on. Okay, I'll take it. So this is a really good balanced energy initially. Now, as with every single card in divination, there's going to be ups and downs. Big Libra vibes here, right here in the front, which is actually very good energy that usually works very well with Aries. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So if I have a tarot equivalent, this card to me is very similar to the Two of Pentacles, which is that dude that's kind of juggling pentacles, right? And if we look at all the symbolism here, we have the yin yang, we have this person, they're kind of balancing those two disc looking objects. We got the literal Libra sign right here. So if you're connected to Libra, there might be some prominence or importance connected to that individual. But even if that's not the case, when I see this card and I see this energy, I think of harmony, I think of balance, I think of a nice middle path. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. So that could be very good. So for a lot of Aries, especially if things have been a little off kilter or a little, if you haven't been feeling quite like yourself, this energy is nice because it's like I'm coming into harmony. Now, the downside with this card is it could be a little here, there, and everywhere. Like the downside to me does feel a little bit scattered. So make sure you're not overloading yourself, overloading your plate, too busy, busy, busy. And as an Aries myself, I know we like to stay busy for the most part. And this energy could get overwhelmed. So just watch out for overwhelm. But we're going to put that beautiful, harmonious energy down right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Aries gang. Let's see what we got. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled Here They Come, and it didn't necessarily mean like a person was coming in. It could have been, but to me, it's like there was a magnetic pull showing up in the energy. And I know sometimes in life we chase, sometimes we attract, sometimes various random things start popping in, and that's what I saw last week. So just know that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, and for some of you, that's a great thing. But it was like I'm just a vortex pulling things at me, so it's a good thing. But let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Aries gang. What do we got in early April, please? Cool. Even more of this Libra-like energy. We got the 6 of Pentacles in position number 1. Usually pretty nice, balanced. And yeah, I think that might be a theme, like similar to what we were seeing with that first card, because that does show up with the 6 of Pentacles. Let's get a couple more. Usually it's very giving. I like that energy. 3 cups. That's good stuff, my friends. So we got the 3 of cups. This could be highlighting somebody else's energy as well, depending. So we do need to keep a look at it, or keep an eye on it. Pardon me. Let's get one more. What do we got here for Aries gang? Thank you. Cool. Yeah, I don't know what this energy is, Aries. So we got Lady Justice, more of this Libra energy. And I'm going to get into the significance of that even more so. But I love Lady Justice. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always like to look at the elements. I feel like that frames the reading, and it tells us how energy could flow. And we have a pretty good mixture here. It's like not too heavy one way or another. We got earth, water, and air. Beautiful. Now, these do represent different areas of life and they present in big different ways. But Earth, that is more of a routine type of energy. I think of stability. I think of our internal sense of stability, not just external. Earth is huge when it comes to day to day life and routine. Earth could be about money, work, business, finance. So you could be extra financial minded when Earth energy shows up. And usually it's nice, but everything has a downside, right? Like the hot cold we were talking about already. Because when it comes to Earth, it could be a little too slow moving, especially for fire signs and Aries, right? It's an energy that could feel stuck. It's an energy that could feel impatient. So we do need to keep an eye on this. Now, right here in the center, we have water. Beautiful. This is a group, really, really good elemental combination. When I see water, that's more matters of the heart. So pardon me, the internal self. So things or people that we're emotionally invested in, things that we care quite deeply for. It can represent creativity and creation in general. So, like if you're a creative type, those juices could really start flowing. It's creative problem solving. It's thinking outside of the box. So we have this interesting dichotomy in the beginning where it's like we have routine, then we have outside of the box, then boom, I mean, the downside with the water before we move to the air is that sometimes it can be overwhelming and it's very much up and down. So we see this balancing act showing up. Then, yeah, here on the back end, we have air. This is also an internal energy. So there is a big emphasis on inside. But when it comes to air, that's more of the logical, pragmatic mind. It's very strategic. It's smart, it's intelligent. Often, air will show up a lot when we're taking in a lot of information or searching for something. So I like the combo of how it's set up. Now, the only downside with air, it can be a little bit flighty. It could be an energy that's a little cold and detached. So we just want to see how it all plays out. But notice, like we had that first card that had Libra. We have this card, which is literally the Libra card. We have this one that has a scale, very similar to those Libra vibes. So either this is very karmic type of energy. But Libra energy works well with Aries. That's our opposite sign. If you look at the zodiacal wheel, it's like energetic twins in a way. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, the Six of Pentacles. We spoke in depth about what the elements represent, and we see this individual. They're standing there and just giving out pentacles. Like, here you go, here you go, here you go. I do often see this in someone's birthday season because I do tie the Six of Pentacles to gift giving. So whether receiving or giving gifts, it makes a lot of sense. Now, to me, it's wanting to give energy to something. So again, it could be very charitable, caring. It could represent assistance, whether it's giving or receiving. So don't be surprised if someone needs your help. You offer to help somebody. It could be any and all of that. It's an energy that's always giving, giving, giving. So I love the effort attached to it. The downside, this energy can sometimes give too much. This energy can be imbalanced. So there could be something about the effort you're putting into something or the lack thereof when this card is here. Uh, Another downside of the Six of Pentacles, it could just represent, aside from the imbalance in effort, it could just represent things that are a little wonky, if that makes sense. So again, if some of you aren't quite feeling like yourself, this card could represent that sometimes. But we'll see. It's also karmic. It's one of my smaller karmic cards. Now, moving over to the center, we got the Three of Cups. Beautiful. This is a happy card. Now, I know sometimes it gets a little bit of a reputation, but to me, the first thing I think of is happiness, joyousness, merriment. These people are having a great time. They're having fun. So it's a big cheers, like, yeah, let's go out and celebrate. Beautiful. So this could be a winner victory. We'll see when we clarify it. This, since it is a three, it could represent a group dynamic or someone that's in your circle. So whether it's a friend, family member, coworker, this is a nice card that represents energies coming together for celebration. So I really do like the Three of Cups. Nice. Again, it's another thing we'd expect to see in birthday season. The downside to the Three of Cups is sometimes it could be a pleasure seeking or an energy that's just, it overdoes it, it overindulges. So just know there could be limits, right, that spirit wants you to watch out for. But aside from that, it's an energy that's having a good time, having fun. So we'll see. It could be really great. Now, moving to the back end, we have Lady Justice. She has a lot of depth to her. Again, big Libra vibes, so take that for whatever it's worth. Lady Justice could sometimes represent decisions, choices, letting something marinate. I'm going to take my time. It's a very patient type of card, so I like Lady Justice for that. She could represent anything contractual, paperwork, legalities. So if you're doing anything like legal or with putting your signature on it, be extra careful when Lady Justice is here. But she is the biggest karmic card, and karmic cycles could represent times of change or shift in our life or the big picture life's journey type of stuff. But she is balanced, harmonious, and fair. So when we get to the The downside of Lady Justice, if we're not seeing that imbalance that we were talking about earlier, sometimes she could show up when there's certain things going on where we're like, that's not quite fair. But I want to dive deeper on all this, Aries. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got for Aries gang, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Six of Pentacles. Let's see what this energy is giving. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries gang, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that 6 here? Why is the 6 of Pentacles? Thank you. Okay. I mean, so we have the Ten of Swords in reverse underneath it. Total out of the blue type of energy. It doesn't feel terrible. Normally, everyone knows when you get the Ten of Swords, it's like, whoa, whoa, what's that? But the fact that it's in reverse actually is a really good sign, because it's like, all right, well, the worst of it's over. So for some Aries, there may have been a process, journey that you've been experiencing or working through. And when I see the Six of Pentacles, Ten of Swords in reverse, it's like, okay, the storm has passed. The worst of it's over. Now we're on the upswing. So I love that for this. Now, as a lot of you already know, the Ten of Swords can represent endings, the end of a cycle, pain. There's always a warning attached to this, so I'm not going to just stay super optimistic. If there's more things come out that look like a warning, I'm absolutely going to give it, especially with all the karmic energy we got going on here. But the fact that it's in reverse under the Six of Pentacles, now that's a good thing. That's an energy that's on the rise, on the upswing. So a lot of you might feel that way. Think of a phoenix rising type of energy, which is really good, where it's like I'm turning over a new leaf next chapter, which is really nice. For a small portion of you, this could be very specific. Six of Pentacles with the Ten of Swords, there may be someone you are connected to that is going through a very, very difficult time. That might need a little assistance, that might need a talking to, or just someone to lend an ear. So don't be surprised if someone calls on you for help or assistance. And if you need it, don't be afraid to ask for it. That's another thing, because sometimes we need that little boost to get over the hump. But we're going to keep moving. Again, I feel like it's okay so far. But what's going on the Three of Cups? Yeah, especially with the three, like there could be someone that could be going through a really tough one that might just need a hand or a boost. I don't know why that's coming through like that. But let's see what the Three of Cups has. It's also a very optimistic energy here in the front, where it's like I'm looking at the silver lining, I'm looking at the bright side. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles in the upright. This energy that is kind of hanging on to something. Now, I will say this, when it comes to the Four of Pentacles, this is really, really fantastic when it comes to anything financial. So if you're dealing with anything financial, work, career, business related, this could be a huge win, victory, especially in that realm, but not that realm alone. So we are still getting this overall optimistic feel this week. So again, for those of my fellow Aries that have been going through a tough one, it's like we are on the upswing now. Like the graph is going up, and that's something that makes me really happy. But there is another little thing. So it's like we have a double-edged sword, which now all this Libra energy makes sense, because Libra looks at the dark and the light, and that's what we're going to do right here, right now. But yeah, Three of Cups, Four of Pentacles, great for work, business, money, anything financial. Absolutely love it. But when it comes to personal things, when it comes to, emotional things, this is an energy that can hold on to something and not let it go. So for some Aries, there might be something that got under your skin, and it's like, all right, well, I'm okay. There's good, fun, happy energy. It's not like I'm miserable, but there's something that I'm still holding on to for whatever reason. Something, someone, a situation. And again, we all heal and work through things on our own timeline, but the Four of Pentacles just won't let go of something. So that's something to keep in note or in mind. Hopefully this isn't an energy that's trying to gloss over something. Like Three of Cups, Four of Pentacles is like, I'm just going to party it away type of energy too. So it's very specific, but like a numbing type of thing. Let's keep moving over to Lady Justice. We'll see what she has. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So you see what I mean? There's like really beautiful positive aspects to this reading as well, but then there's some stuff underneath the surface. But let's go in on Lady Justice. We'll see what she has. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the lovely Lady Justice here? Why is the lovely Lady Justice here? Thank you. Nice. I mean, that does feel really great. So we have the Five of Wands in reverse underneath it. And I always say when it comes to this Five of Wands, you don't need to be an expert in tarot to understand what it means. We got the five people there beating each other down with sticks. Now, for some Aries, there could be a certain situation or something in life where you're just going to let it flow. Like it is what it is, whatever happens, happens. This is an energy that does feel like the flow state, where it's like, I'm not going to fight against it. I'm not going to fight for it. I'm going to let it shake out and do what it needs to do. So I do have this strong energy, especially with the karmic, where something might just need to run its course or just do what it needs to do in its own time. So that's important to keep in mind. It's a process sometimes with certain things. Doesn't always have to be. But if this was in the upright, I'd be a little more concerned. So you see this little theme we have where it's like there's great energy, there's good results, but then there is this stuff underneath the surface. But again, the Five of Wands, the great thing with it, it can represent determination, push, can't stop, won't give up on something. When I see it in reverse, it's not quite giving up, but it's an energy that doesn't want drama, doesn't want BS. It's not going to fight for or against something. There's a certain neutrality here. So, again, for a lot of Aries, maybe you're just letting something flow, going with the flow, and getting into that flow state. But I will say, overall, especially with all this karmic energy, there are big wins, big victories in the energetic potential this week. Absolutely. Does it erase all this stuff? Not necessarily, but it doesn't have to, right? Does that make sense? I like how the energy feels to me, because it's like I'm not giving up, but there is like this whatever happens, happens type of vibe. It's not that it doesn't care. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadows. So, very intriguing mixture of energy this week, Aries. If you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the Six of Pentacles with the Ten of Swords in reverse underneath it. Now, I did say for those of you that may have been going through something difficult, this to me feels like the worst of it's over, turning a corner. We're on the upswing here, which is a beautiful thing. There could be someone around you that might not be in the same exact energy. Somebody that could be going through a pretty difficult time may need help or assistance. Maybe you need a little help or assistance. Nothing wrong with that, right? Like if you need help getting over the hump or you need a little boost, that's okay. Moving to the middle, we have the Three of Cups with the Four of Pentacles in the upright underneath it. Now, I did say this is great for money, work, finances, big upswing. So we're seeing wins and victories in various areas, specifically the earthly matters. But I just think it's great. Now, I do get this energy that's not miserable, still enjoyable, having a good time, good things happening. But there is something underneath the surface that's still working through. Moving to the back end, we have Lady Justice with the Five of Wands in reverse underneath it. This is getting into the flow state and letting something run its course and do what it needs to do, where it's like, I'm not going to force it, I'm not going to push it, I'm just going to let it happen. Whatever happens, happens. There is like kind of like an acceptance release type of energy here. So I like this energy. I think it's good. And there are multiple areas that could have wins and victories here, specifically the material, but not just that. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Aries gang. What's happening for my good friends? And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got? What is in the shadows for Aries? Thank you. Cool. Two of Pentacles. So this really fits our theme, because I'm not sure if you remember the first thing I said earlier in the reading when this card came out. I said the energetic equivalent to me is the Two of Pentacles. So it's like we bookend with this. Right now, with the scale here, now we got the Two of Pentacles, all this back and forth, up and down, Lady Justice, seeing the dark, seeing the light. For some of you, life might be a little bit of a mixed bag, and there is nothing wrong with that. The good thing about this card, just like the first one, it's harmonious, it's balanced, and it's just letting something work out what it needs to work out. It's letting it flow. The downside, we already spoke about this too. It's an energy that can force and push and try to make something happen. So to me, there's something that Spirit might want you to like not put as much effort into. Shocking for an Aries reading, right? That could be Spirit saying, hey, take your foot off the gas. Right? And for some of you, if you are overwhelmed, if you do have too much on your plate, there's nothing wrong with taking some stuff off your plate and pacing yourself, right? When I see this card. So we're going to put it down right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the April subscriber surprise, we're doing a nice winner's choice once again. At the end of the month, I will choose 3 lucky subscribers to either win their choice of the Gilded Tarot Royale or one of the custom made crystal pendants from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So, winner's choice. And if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, you can let me know down in the comments, how much do you know about the meanings of tarot cards? Are you an expert reader? Are you a beginner, intermediate? Do you know a lot? Do you know a little? You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. YouTube changed it. And yeah, that's where it'll be, my friends. Much love, and I'll talk to you soon.